friends, welcome back to Storytime with Poka. Before we get started, grab your favorite blanket, your favorite snack, and your very own copy of The Adventure of Theodore James and the Great Horned Owl. Hello friends, today we're reading The Adventure of Theodore James and the Great Horned Owl, written and illustrated by Parry. Deep in the woods, tucked at the base of an old oak tree, lies a little wooden door. Beyond that door is a burrow that houses the James family. Theodore James, his family calls him Teddy, is a young jumping mouse. He lives with his mother and father. Theodore wants more than anything to be able to jump just as far as his father, Mr. James. One day, you'll be able to jump as far as I can, Teddy. You just need to be more confident in yourself, assured Mr. James. It is hard to be confident when I'm scared, admitted Theodore. Anything new can feel scary and daunting, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. You just have to try, Teddy, replied his father. Theodore would spend hours practicing, but never seemed to make much of an improvement. The weather had turned colder, and Mrs. James was preparing to send Theodore out to have him to collect some last-minute food before they had to hibernate. Just gather what you can for now. We will all go out tomorrow for some last-minute things. She wrapped a cream-colored scarf around his neck, matching mittens on his hands, and helped him put on his backpack. Teddy, I stitched up the hole from your last adventure, so you shouldn't have any problems, grinned Mrs. James. It was early. The sun hadn't come up, but Theodore enjoyed adventuring in the dark. He straightened his backpack, opened the door, and was off. The cold air whipped against his ears as he trudged through the leaves. He enjoyed hearing the crunch beneath his feet as he walked. As he ventured along, Theodore would find any opportunity he could to practice his jumps. First, he tried when he found a fallen limb and got stuck on top. He tried once more and failed to reach the top of a large rock, and then he stumbled across the puddle. I think I could make that jump, thought Theodore as he analyzed the distance. He took a couple steps back, got a running start, leapt, and splash right into the water. Theodore let out a big huff and angrily shook his fur dry. Some time had passed, and Theodore still hadn't found any food. What was he going to do if he didn't find any food for his family? Time to get creative, he thought. Glancing around, he realized that he had been heading in one direction for quite a while. Theodore turned towards the right and forged a new trail on his own. After a few minutes, he could see a patch of grass in the distance. Perfect. I'll be able to get some seeds to bring home. While he was so excited, he missed the sign nailed to the tree. Property of Harold Who, no trespassing. Once he reached the patch of grass, he swung his backpack off his back, undid the bud enclosure, and began to fill it with seeds. Out of the silence came a very loud "Hoo!" Theodore looked up in the trees and couldn't see just who that sound came from. Starting to get nervous, he worked faster. Then the noise came once more from a different direction. Hoo! Theodore had just enough space for a few more seeds. He was moving as fast as he could. As he fumbled with the bud enclosure, he noticed a rather large animal flying in the treetops. But the glare from the sun made it impossible to make anything out. He quickly threw on his backpack and started his way home. Hoo! A rather large great horned owl landed down right in front of Theodore. Now where do you think you're going? Boomed the owl. Theodore managed to squeak up, I was gathering food. Did you not read my sign? The owl motioned over to the tree. Theodore read, Property of Harold Who, no trespassing, and gave a big gulp. Now then, that food belongs to me. And the chase was on. Theodore ran as fast as he could and only managed to give little hops that kept just enough distance between him and Mr. Who. "Come on, feet, jump!" Theodore exclaimed with desperation. Mr. Who was right on his tail and wasn't giving up. Just as Harold Who stretched out his talons to snatch Theodore, he remembered what his father said. "You need to be confident in yourself. You can do it." And with that, he felt a surge through his body and leapt the farthest he had ever, causing the owl grip to barely miss him. The leap put Theodore over the property line, and old Mr. Who was tired and couldn't be bothered with this chase any longer. Theodore ran a bit and scurried into a hollow log. Once safe inside, tears began streaming down his furry cheeks. The encounter with Harold Who had started to settle in. Theodore had been truly terrified. As he looked down, he saw his tail was trembling between his feet. After having a moment to calm down, the tears he had cried out of fear turned into those of happiness. The jump that he had been longing to accomplish for so long was complete. He had done it. Theodore felt an overwhelming sense of confidence. "I can do anything, no matter how scary," he beamed. Theodore noticed the sun was starting to drop, and it slowly grew darker. It was time to head home, and he was longing for the warmth of his burrow. Theodore stood up straight, swung his scarf over his shoulder, and began his journey home. Once he made it to the cozy burrow, the exhaustion of the day sank in. He dropped the heavy pack at his mother's feet and went straight to his bed. Just before he fell asleep, he heard his mother exclaim, "My goodness, what a wonderful find! You must take us to this spot again tomorrow." He pulled his quilt over his ears and peacefully drifted off with a smile on his face. Friends, wasn't that book full of adventure? What is something that you thought that you couldn't do that you wind up accomplishing? I know Miss Poka has so many things like that. When I look back in my life, I can't believe I've come this far. Leave a comment below and tell me something that you have accomplished. I would love to know. And if you wasn't able to read along, that's okay. I'm going to put the link below so you can add it to your very own Storytime collection. Bye, friends. Hello, friends. Miss Poka has a very special announcement. We will now be raffling away a t-shirt a month to our very own viewers. Go to pokaspeaks.com and upload what was your favorite book on Storytime with Miss Poka.